Hey, everybody, welcome to Slow Smoke Business. This is Jared Morgan, and here is Hatton Smith. Today, we are talking rum, we're talking business, we're talking life and adventure and travel with my friend Hatton. Let's get 5 quick minutes with Hatton Smith. The Smith family, if you're not familiar, is the family behind Royal Cup, which is one of Birmingham's greatest legacy companies. Has been around a long, long time. I personally thank your family for keeping me awake for a lot of years, a lot of really delicious caffeine,
That's
right?
good.
But what I think most people are too scared to even do 1/10 of the crazy shit you do. And so tell me a little bit about what makes you tick and why you think, hey, I'm going to run down to Panama and chase Pumas.
Well, a lot of people always credit my father's side of the family with World Cup and stuff like that, but they often don't look at my mother's side of the family. So I think a lot of the my willpower comes from my mom and her side of the family who have always been travelers,
Yeah.
and not necessarily tourists, true travelers, enjoying traveling and everything that comes with it. And so my grandfather, um, he used to be very passionate about hunting sheep. And so
Okay.
he has been all over the world hunting sheep. He has a double grand slam in sheep, which is
What?
it's essentially like the big five, but for sheep. I don't know terribly too much about it, but
That's like, what?
so
Okay.
he's been all over Kazakhstan and Afghanistan and all of the places that now you wouldn't traditionally think to go up into the mountains of Afghanistan. And he the mountains there are incredible. And so growing up, I would look at pictures on the wall of him, when he is I don't know, maybe in his younger, maybe in his 40s. I don't know. He looks like a young man with a gigantic sheep up in the mountains of somewhere, beyond my ability to conceive of where it is. It's like a mythical land. And
Right.
so if you combine that with, a healthy touch of curiosity, and you wind up in places, I've always been kind of looking for places that I aren't supposed to exist. And so looking at an aged rum from one of the French islands like Martinique, and looking at an aged rum from one of the traditionally Spanish islands, Cuba,
Yeah.
those two rums are going to be so completely different. And so
And what's that a product of? Just
the environment,
yeah.
yeah, the places, that's why I think rum is so cool, because it's a true representation of a place. It's closer in my mind, more aligned. So something like coffee or
Yeah.
wine. A wine from California and a wine from Italy aren't going to taste the same. A coffee from Brazil and a coffee from Indonesia aren't going to taste the same. And you can say that almost about everything, and it goes back to the same thing we were talking about with traveling.
Yeah.
A person from here we are in Alabama and a person from somewhere in Southeast Asia are going to be completely different people. And so for you as a person to be able to try different cultures, but also try different products, I think the products from the places are a part of it. And so that's kind of my real goal with the company, is to be a person's passport to the world through rum. And so I'd
Oh,
rather
yeah.
create almost like an avatar type situation, like a movie. That's kind of how I think about the company, is it's being its own little 3D world where once you drink half a bottle of rum, you're there. It's that's your passport to this alternate universe where you can discover all these different types of new experiences and wonders and beautiful things, and discover new environments that you didn't think were real.
Man, let's make some room on this table. Hatton, what would you say to people if you've got somebody watching this show and they're like, "Man, I want to start a business. I want to live. I got a vision. Hatton is into rum, but I'm into something else. I'm
Right.
into blank, right? What would you say to that person?"
Um, it's funny, somebody asked me that yesterday. I would always recommend, not everybody is meant to jump off a cliff.
Yeah.
Not everyone is meant to start a business. To do a very critical self-assessment, because it's a tremendous amount of risk,
Yeah.
that you don't only take on for yourself, but you also take on for your family and your loved ones. So I can do all this stuff because I'm single.
Yep.
I don't like have a lot to lose. So when you don't have a lot to lose, you have a lot of freedom to do risk things. But number two would be to find out what you know, sort of classic like likes to do, whatever
Yeah.
that passion is, because you're going to do a lot of it, and it's going to be a marathon.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed that moment there, those 5 minutes with Hatton Smith, come check out the entire episode where we we rum glaze some chicken and talk about life and adventure. And watch the entire episode right where you found this episode. And follow us on social media at Slow Smoke Business. Also check out Hatton Smith at Campesino Rum. And we'll see you next time on Slow Smoke Business.
Thank you, Jared.
Dang, man.